Welcome to Secret Love Channel. Ladies and gentlemen, when a man gradually moves away from you, do you notice small changes in his actions and attitudes? Love is not only measured by words, but also by subtle changes in behavior. Women need to be alert to recognize these signs. Because when feelings fade, we have to be strong to protect ourselves. 1. He from meticulous to ignoring. If a man intends to leave you, you will see that he will turn a blind eye. Before, he treated you meticulously and did everything. For example, caring about your feelings, remembering your interests and surprises on every anniversary. At this time, he not only does not take the initiative to care about you, but also ignores the things you obviously happen to him, such as your feelings. No matter how sad and miserable you are, he will not care. Even if you cry in front of him, he will still blatantly play with his mobile phone. In addition, he will not consider your feelings before doing anything. For him, your feelings have nothing to do with him. In the process of getting along with you, whether his patience with you or what he has done for you is no longer as good as before, this is a sign that he wants to leave you. When the meticulous care gradually disappears and is replaced by indifference, that is when you need to clearly recognize your relationship. Don't try to hold on to someone who no longer puts you in an important position. Cherish yourself and prepare for a new journey, where you deserve more love and understanding. 2. He from good temperament to bad temperament. If a man's temper suddenly becomes very bad, then you must pay attention. He is very likely to be a two-faced person. He used to treat you very gently and well. No matter how angry he is, he will not lose his temper in front of you. Even when you are angry, he cannot bear to say harsh words to you and will take the initiative to retreat. In fact, all his expressions are because he loves you. So he is afraid that you will be sad and wronged. And once he wants to leave you, it means that he no longer loves you. At this time, his temper will change from good to bad. Even if there is no conflict between the two of you, he will often lose his temper with you. As long as he does not do well, you are his punching bag. At the same time, he will find your faults everywhere, and then take advantage of it to quarrel with you. And he does that because he doesn't love you anymore. He wants you to be unbearable and proactively leave. When his temperament changes from gentle to irritable, that's when you need to strongly reconsider the relationship. Don't let hurtful words or actions shake your values. Choose to let go to find peace and people who truly appreciate you. 3. He from honesty to hiding everything. The person who loves you will always know everything and tell you nothing. Because he loves you, he is willing to be honest with you. This is an instinct, but also a manifestation of loving you. He loves you, so you are his whole world. He will proactively tell you everything about himself and give you a sense of security. For example, his financial situation, his friendships, his feelings, his inner thoughts. And if a man changes his mind, he will start hiding everything from you. And he will never tell you about all this. Even if you ask, what you get is just a formality. If you have followed this far, please leave a comment. I want happiness. That is, you will motivate us to make more meaningful videos. If you have not liked the video, please give it a like. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel to support. We will give you a heart. Thank you very much. You will see that he is becoming more and more mysterious and strange. You will gradually begin to not know where he is, who he is dealing with, what he is thinking. When a man gradually moves away from you, subtle changes in actions and attitudes will be signs that cannot be ignored. Even if he doesn't say it directly, lack of interest, change in communication, and avoidance are clear indicators. Women need to be more alert and strong than ever, not only to recognize these signs but also to protect themselves from a relationship that lacks sincerity. Don't wait too long, because love is about interaction and mutual nurturing. Always remember that you deserve to be loved and appreciated. And if a relationship no longer brings joy and peace, withdrawing is the best way to protect your heart. Sophia is a beautiful, intelligent girl, but also very sensitive in love. She and James have been in love for almost 4 years. Enough for them to know each other's habits and little things. James, before, was the perfect man in Sophia's eyes. He always cared, loved, and made her feel like she was the center of the world. Their dates were filled with laughter, and the memories were always kept in Sophia's heart. But then, things began to change. At first, James's changes were so subtle that Sophia thought she was just overthinking things. In the past, James had always remembered her preferences, from Sophia's love of chicken soup when it was cold, to her love of a cup of hot milk coffee in the early morning. But recently, James seemed to not notice anymore, especially on her birthday. He only sent a simple message, "Happy birthday, my dear." No gift, no sweet wishes like usual. Sophia tried to reassure herself that James was just busy. But deep down, she felt that something was wrong. Then there was James's attitude. He was no longer as patient with her as before. In the past, whenever Sophia was angry, James would gently coax her, sometimes even make jokes to make her laugh. But now, as soon as she said something that displeased him, James would frown and strongly refute. Once, just because Sophia forgot to remind James to go fill up the gas tank, he got angry. "You don't think about others in anything you do. You only think about yourself." That sentence made Sophia feel like she had been stabbed in the heart. Was this the James who had always been so considerate and indulgent to her? But what made Sophia feel the most distant was James's coldness and mystery. Before, he was the one who always shared everything with her, from work, friends, to silly thoughts that he sometimes just wanted to reveal. But now, every time Sophia asked about him, James only answered vaguely, and sometimes, he even avoided it. His phone was always face down, and the screen was locked with a password that Sophia had never seen. One time, James said he had to go meet a partner, but Sophia happened to see him in a cafe, sitting with a strange girl. James simply explained, "Just friends. Don't think too much." But his eyes at that time no longer had the warmth she once knew. Sophia painfully realized that James had changed. He was no longer the man she had loved. Every time she recalled the old memories, her heart felt heavy. Sophia knew what she had to do, but she still could not give up easily. She had loved him too deeply, had given him her whole heart, and now, letting go had become a great challenge. One evening, sitting in front of the mirror, Sophia looked at herself. She recognized the fatigue and sadness in her eyes. She asked herself, "Do I really deserve this coldness? Is love really what makes me suffer like this?" Finally, Sophia decided to meet James again. She was not angry, did not blame, simply asked, "James, do you still love me?" James was silent for a long time. Then replied, "I think it's not the same anymore." The answer was a shock, but also a relief for Sophia. She took a deep breath, thanked James for being honest, then stood up and walked away. Each step was heavy, but her heart felt lighter than ever. Learning to recognize the signs of change in the other person's actions and attitudes will not only help you protect yourself, but also help you make the right decisions for the future. Don't let love cloud your mind. Always respect yourself and be ready to move on when necessary. Love is not unconditional sacrifice, but companionship and nurturing from both sides. You deserve to be loved properly. Don't let jealousy burn your love. These ways will help you deal with and change him. Sometimes, that emotion makes your heart swell, making you lose control, but if not controlled, it can become a smoldering fire, destroying everything beautiful in your relationship. Jealousy stems from true love, but if you don't know how to handle it, it will push you and your partner further and further apart. However, there is a secret you can apply to not only deal with jealousy but also change the way he perceives your feelings. Instead of letting your emotions overwhelm your reason, learn to be calm, understanding and skillful in leading the situation. Gentle, intelligent actions will make him realize the value of love, and at the same time deepen your relationship. 1. You listen to him. You don't understand why he is jealous of you and another guy if you don't listen to his confidences and his heartfelt moments. This will help you understand more about your other half, and why jealousy is formed and exploded. 2. Don't argue when you are jealous. In case your boyfriend often shows signs of jealousy in your relationship for unreasonable reasons, the best solution for you in this case is to go somewhere else to avoid unnecessary conflicts. Avoid making the mistake of arguing or explaining when he is jealous. If it is a pathological jealousy, without reason that happens frequently, even though you have tried to find ways to change him, the best way is for you to leave him instead of trying to find ways to save this relationship. 3. Accept. Live with jealousy. Look at yourself and determine your feelings for him. If you truly love him and don't want your love to break up because of this reason, then learn to live with his jealousy, stemming from your sincere love for him. Find a way to change him. According to psychologists, accepting to live together in love with a jealous guy does not mean that you will stay silent, not explain and not argue. However, as mentioned above, choosing the time to explain or argue should not be when he is jealous, but wait until he calms down. Solve everything when he is in a happy and comfortable mood. 4. You find out what the cause is. Find out where his jealousy comes from. Why is he jealous? Is there a jealous father or mother in his family? Or did he lose faith in love from his previous relationship? Finding the cause of his jealousy is the solution to solve the problem, helping him put his trust in you. 5. You argue with him. Don't think that arguing is always a bad state in love. Arguing can be understood as expressing personal opinions so that you can find a solution to the problem. You should explain to him that his jealousy is unreasonable and has no basis. That you and a certain guy, whom he considers a rival, are just friends, just colleagues or just acquaintances, and he is the true other half that you send all your love to. 6. You open up to him. When you love someone, You should open your heart to that person. You should confide in and share all your joys and sorrows. 7. You help him be more confident. It is not impossible that the reason he is often jealous in love is because he feels inferior to you or to the satellites surrounding you. In one way or another, help him understand that he is a great man in your eyes. That you appreciate him. Don't forget to give him compliments when he does something well. But don't forget to give him sincere advice when he fails in a certain situation instead of criticizing, blaming, and blaming. 8. Consider him as your real, other half. You should respect his role in life. Invite him to go to your birthday party with you. Go shopping with you or put him in an important position in a future or present plan. He will feel his position in your heart, thereby putting his trust in the love you have for him. We should not let jealousy burn your love. These ways will help you deal with it and change him. Sometimes, that emotion makes your heart swell, making you lose control, but if not controlled, it can become a smoldering fire, destroying everything beautiful in your relationship. Jealousy originates from true love, but if you do not know how to handle it, it will push you and your partner further and further apart. However, there is a secret you can apply to not only deal with jealousy but also change the way he perceives your feelings. Instead of letting your emotions overwhelm your reason, learn to be calm, understanding and skillful in leading the situation. Gentle, intelligent actions will make him realize the value of love, while deepening the relationship between the two of you. 1. You listen to him. You don't understand why he is jealous of you and another guy if you don't listen to his confidences and his heartfelt moments. This will help you understand jealousy in your relationship. For unreasonable reasons, the best solution for you in this case is to go somewhere else to avoid unnecessary conflicts. Avoid making the mistake of arguing or explaining when he is jealous. If it is a pathological jealousy, without reason that happens frequently, even though you have tried to find ways to change him, the best way is for you to leave him instead of trying to find ways to save this relationship. 3. Accept. Live with jealousy. Look at yourself and determine your feelings for him. If you truly love him and don't want your love to break up because of this reason, then learn to live with his jealousy, stemming from your sincere love for him. Find a way to change him. According to psychologists, accepting to live together in love with a jealous guy does not mean that you will stay silent, not explain and not argue. However, as mentioned above, choosing the time to explain or argue should not be when he is jealous, but wait until he calms down. Solve everything when he is in a happy and comfortable mood. 4. You find out what the cause is. Find out where his jealousy comes from. Why is he jealous? Is there a jealous father or mother in his family? Or has he lost faith in love from his previous relationship? Finding out the cause of his jealousy is the solution to solve the problem, helping him to trust you. 5. You argue with him. Don't think that arguing is always a bad state in love. Arguing can be understood as expressing personal opinions so that you can find a solution to the problem. Explain to him that his jealousy is unreasonable and has no basis. That you and a certain guy, whom he considers a rival, satellites, surrounding you. One way or another, help him understand that he is a great man in your eyes. That you appreciate him. Don't forget to give him compliments when he does something well. But don't forget to give him sincere advice when he fails in a certain situation instead of criticizing, blaming, or blaming. 8. Consider him as your real, other half. You should respect his role in life. Invite him to go to your birthday party with you. go shopping with you, or put him in an important position in a future or present plan. He will feel his position in your heart, thereby putting his trust in your love for him. 9. Set rules in love. If your boyfriend is a jealous guy, sit down with him and set rules and agreements in love. For example, in love, two people must love and be sincere to each other. And if someone betrays in love, then that is the time to say goodbye. Or if he still has unreasonable jealousy, when he cannot give a legitimate reason for jealousy, then that is the time for you to leave him. Establishing some basic principles in a relationship is a good solution to allow those involved to understand what is not allowed to be violated. 10. Change position. This means that you should do a position swap in love. He is the victim of jealousy, and the one who ignites the jealousy is not him as usual but you. In this way, you will let him experience the feeling of crazy jealousy for silly reasons. From there, he will realize that unreasonable jealousy is a silly act, only increasing the distance between him and you. When you try to change the position, let him be the victim of jealousy. You will help him more clearly perceive the negative impact of unreasonable jealousy. When he experiences that feeling, he will understand that jealous actions only hurt the relationship and push both of you apart. This understanding can be the turning point for your love and his to become more solid, built on a foundation of trust and mutual respect. 11. Consult a psychologist. And this is considered the last resort to help you solve your love problems with a jealous guy. You should see a psychologist to clarify your situation, the specific reason why he is jealous, or what have you done to change him. Don't let jealousy burn your love. Ways to deal with and change him. Love stories are not always as beautiful as in fairy tales. Sometimes, in the midst of sweet and happy moments, jealousy appears, uninvited, like a small fire, quietly catching fire and gradually burning everything. And perhaps, in each of us, each person has at least once felt the heaviness that jealousy brings. It is uncomfortable to face questions, scrutinizing looks, or even unreasonable suspicion. Those emotions keep surging, and then, sometimes we don't know how to keep that sweet love. Don't let unreasonable jealousy burn the love that you and he have worked so hard to build. These emotions can hurt both of you, pushing the relationship into a deadlock. But if you know how to deal with it, change your perspective and actions, you will not only help him realize the absurdity of unreasonable jealousy but also open a new door for understanding, trust and love. The key lies in patience and subtlety in the way you handle the problem. Not only to save the love but also to help the feelings between the two of you become stronger. People are jealous just because they are afraid of being abandoned. Jealousy in love is a complex emotion, both painful and powerful, and sometimes, people do not realize that unreasonable jealousy is gradually invading and destroying the good things in the relationship. Sometimes, when men are jealous, they are not only expressing love but also the fear of being abandoned. They are afraid that their loved one might go find someone else. Afraid that their love will no longer be appreciated, no longer be preserved. But is jealousy really a manifestation of love? In fact, jealousy is the result of anxiety, possessiveness, and sometimes a lack of care and affection that the lover needs to receive. When men are jealous, they tend to express their emotions strongly, possibly through violent, brutal and uncontrollable actions. But in reality, this is not the right way to express love. Jealousy is an emotional reaction that can be controlled if we know how to face and review our feelings. Only when we understand clearly Can love be sustainable without having to rely on control and possessiveness? Surely you have heard the saying, love is jealousy. But is it true? The answer is no, because true love is not possession, but respect, trust and freedom of each person. Yes, love is love, but love is not to fight, to control, for love to be protected and developed. Jealousy must be understood as a normal wave in the relationship, not a storm that sweeps everything away. When you know how to deal with jealousy skillfully and intelligently, not only is love protected but also your relationship with him will become stronger. Calmness and understanding are the keys to help you preserve love, and at the same time make him realize the true value of the feelings that the two of you have cultivated. Remember, love will always be strong when both know how to nurture it with sympathy and ingenuity. Love is not a war, but sharing and understanding. Jealousy, even if it comes from sincere feelings, if not properly controlled, can make the relationship tense and hurtful. Instead of letting emotions control you, learn to be calm and tactful in handling every situation. Only when you maintain peace of mind and show maturity will he realize the true value of the love you have for him. And then, the relationship will not only be saved but also become stronger and deeper. Love is an emotional journey, sometimes bringing sweet moments, but also not without challenges. One of those challenges is jealousy. Intense emotions that sometimes make us lose control, hurting the relationship, especially in a true love. Jealousy comes from the fear of losing the person you love, from insecurity and anxiety about the absence of affection. But if not controlled, unreasonable jealousy can ruin everything, push two people apart, making love a burden instead of a joy. Sarah, a young girl living in Paris, once experienced a love story where her boyfriend's unreasonable jealousy always made her feel tired. In fact, she understood that those feelings were not a lack of love, but the fear of Mark, her boyfriend. He was afraid that one day, she would find someone better than him, and would leave him. But Sarah didn't want those jealousies to ruin their relationship. She decided to find a way to deal with them and help Mark understand that love is not about control, but about trust and freedom. Day by day, Sarah began to apply ways to change the situation. First, she didn't let herself get caught up in the argument when Mark was jealous. She understood that in the moments when he felt angry and couldn't control his emotions, any words would only make the situation worse. Instead of confronting him directly, Sarah chose to stay calm, listen to him, and better understand the cause of his jealousy. She knew that to solve the problem, she couldn't just explain it through words, but needed to truly understand and sympathize with his worries. She also realized that, in order for the relationship to become stronger, she needed to help Mark feel more confident. She began to praise him every time he did something well, making him feel his worth in her eyes. Mark gradually realized that the love and care that Sarah gave him was not something that was easily obtained, but the result of effort and mutual trust. He understood that if he did not want to lose her, he had to change the way he viewed love, not through jealousy, but through respect and understanding. One day, when Mark was jealous of a friend of Sarah's, she decided to change her approach. Instead of explaining why she and the friend were just friends, she decided to bring him into the conversation in a different way. Sarah said, "Honey, I understand that these feelings make you uncomfortable, but I also want you to understand that I love you not because you control me, but because I feel you are the most important person in my life. I want us to not have to deal with jealousy like that, but to build trust together." She not only explained but also showed patience in helping him realize the value of trust and true love. And this time, when Mark looked into Sarah's eyes, he no longer saw a girl trying to protect him, but a smart and mature woman, whom he wanted to protect and love. Gradually, thanks to Sarah's patience and understanding, the jealousy in their love began to subside. Mark learned to face his fears in a healthier way, and both began to understand that love is not a battle for control but rather sharing, trust and mutual respect. From there, their relationship was not only saved but also became deeper and more sustainable. Sarah and Mark's story reminds us that jealousy is not always a sign of true love. Sometimes, it is just a manifestation of anxiety and fear of losing the person you love. But when we learn to calm down, understand and deal with those emotions intelligently, we will find a way to preserve our love and relationship. Jealousy is not a bad thing. But if we let it dominate, it will be a fire that can burn down everything good that you and your partner have built. If you find the video useful, please share it with others. Subscribe to the channel, like it, and if you have any questions, please leave a comment below. Thank you for watching. Goodbye and see you in the next video.